Congressman, we want to talk to you about tax reform. The president basically did a robocall for Roy Moore saying we need that vote. How are you feeling about votes in terms of getting this plan across the finish line? Lawmakers on Capitol Hill rushing to write this final tax bill this week. Do you think you're going to get the votes in the Senate and combined votes for this plan to the president's desk?
Anytime you're doing something this big, the vote margin's always tight. You know, we had a tight vote margin in the House, but we actually put up a strong number coming out of the House, and then the Senate delivered. They actually passed a bill, too. And as we're in conference committee, I was talking to some of the conferees over the weekend on some of the issues they're trying to resolve. And frankly, I think you're going to see this bill continue to get better. It's already a big win for middle-class families. Every rate's going to be lowered from the top rate on down. All of the rates will be lowered, and we're going to make our country competitive again. I'm tired of seeing jobs move overseas because we've got the highest corporate rate in the world. We bring that down not just to the average, but below the average so that we can actually bring jobs back to America. So President Trump has been with us every step of the way and saying we need tax relief for middle-class families, and we're going to do that. We're going to deliver. President Trump's going to deliver on yet another promise, and he's already delivered on many.
Why has it been so hard to lower taxes for the high end, for the highest earners? We know that the top 10% of earners pay 71% of the tax, and yet here's the headline from today's Wall Street Journal. Senate bill's marginal tax rates could top 100% for some. So if you make $100, you have to pay $108 in taxes. Are they serious?
Well, no, every rate is going to go down. In fact, some of the negotiations going on right now are to bring that top rate down even more, to push even more relief for middle-class families. And you're going to see that. I think that report out of the Wall Street Journal was taking some kind of extreme case where they were a guy making $650,000 and he gets a $1 pay raise and he pays $100 in taxes. First of all, that's a fictional scenario. But at the same time, every rate's going to be lowered. Every single tax rate in this bill is going to be lowered. That's what the president promised. That's what we've promised, and we're going to deliver on that.
Do you think this is going to be a partisan vote, or do you think you're going to get some Democrats to come over to your side and support what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it was very telling that when we had a bill on the House floor and the Senate floor to lower every tax rate and to push real tax relief for middle-class families. I mean, on average, families going to get about $1,200 back in their pocket. When the average savings for a family is $400, that's a lot of money. The fact that every Democrat voted no shows you the country, Democrats across the country, are not that radically liberal. But in the House and Senate, it's become so polarized that they don't want to give any tax relief to anybody. They want to raise taxes. We're going to lower taxes. It's going to get this economy moving again.
How come carried interest wasn't touched? How come there's a $650 billion tax credit for families? Aren't those two places where you can take money to make sure that the high end doesn't get their taxes going up so significantly?
Again, I think you're going to see one of the big issues that's being looked at in the conference committee is to lower that top rate as well as all of the other rates. And you're going to see big relief there. You know, you talked about the family tax credit. We're doubling the standard deduction. Right. So over 90% of families, by the way, under this bill are going to be able to do their taxes on a postcard. That's how simplified this complex code is going to become. It's going to be a win for American families.
Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Great to be back with you, Maria.
Good to see you. So
good to be with all of you.
Congressman
Thanks.
Steve Scalise, we've got the